Dear friends, put down your gadgets, turn away from your computers, get out your scissors, paper, and glue, because it's time for a paper adventure. All right!
Aristotle, knock knock, paper tales!
In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One day, Aristotle and Knock Knock went fishing in the river, and wow, was it their lucky day. The fish were biting like a charm. Once they'd caught enough fish, Aristotle and Knock Knock headed back home. They walked cheerfully through the folded forest. Actually, only Aristotle walked. Knock Knock flew along beside him because Knock Knock is a woodpecker, and woodpeckers fly better than walk. Suddenly, the friends stopped because on their way they saw an adorable little bunny rabbit playing a drum solo on a tree stump. "Look, Ari! What a sweet little rabbit! Maybe it's lost and hungry. Oh, let's feed it!"
No, Knock. Rabbits don't eat fish.
Well, that just sounds crazy to me. So what do they eat then?
Well, rabbits love carrots and cabbage and stuff like that.
Well, let's take it home with us. It can be our paper pet, and we'll feed it with carrots and cabbage.
Well, that's a paperific idea.
It should be noted that in this very papery land, the word paperific means very, very good. And when somebody says a paperific idea in paper language, there's no doubt that it just can't be any better. The friends brought the bunny home and gave it a carrot. Then they hung their fish up to dry and folded themselves up in their paper beds to catch some Z's. A paperist disaster! Ari, someone's stolen our catch in the night! Indeed, almost half of the fish they'd caught were gone.
It's perfectly clear that someone sneaked into our kitchen and snatched our fish.
Clear? No, I think it was quite a dirty trick.
Well, wait a minute, Doc. Is there anything else missing?
No, just our fish.
What about the bunny?
Did you see any fish thieves?
Well, I guess this rabbit feet stamping should mean I saw no one. Yet someone did steal our fish. I must think this through paperfully.
But this is a paper strophe. We have to do something. Now, whenever Aristotle tries to figure something out, he plays something on his double bass. Aha! I got it! The trap is set! I can't wait to tell Ari! I caught you in my tapey web, villain! Hey, Ari, where are the thieves? Sorry, Ari. I just planned to catch the thieves. Oh, what a mistape!
I know what happened to our fish. See, I put this box over our rabbit and leave some fish inside. What do you think is in the box now, Knock?
I say it's the bunny and the fish. Aristotle pulled off the box, but instead of the adorable bunny or the fish, there was a pink cat. That cat ate our bunny? Aristotle did the box trick again, and the cat was replaced by the same old pink rabbit. I'm so confused.
Well, it's as simple as a piece of paper. No one came to steal our fish. Our pet devoured it.
You said rabbits don't eat fish.
Correct. Rabbits don't. But this one is no rabbit. Let me introduce you to a bunny cat. Aristotle picked up the rabbit and tugged on its little bunny tail. The tail grew longer, just as the long rabbit ears grew shorter. Now the rabbit looked just like a cat. Draw the body of a bunny cat and the tail and ears all together in one piece. Scissor them out neatly, then cut slits for the ears and the tail and put it all together. It's a cat, bunny, bunny cat. Hooray!
It turned out pretty paperful, don't you think? And the bunny cat stayed with our friends Ari and Knock Knock. They fed it with fresh fish and the freshest carrots and stuff, and it would purr happily or play pad drum solos on the table, both of which probably meant in the bunny cat language, you guys are awesome friends. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One day, our friends were up to watch some TV because it was the day when the winner of the Paperback Inventors Competition was to be announced. And you should know that Aristotle and Knock Knock had been trying out for this competition as well and waited for the results with impatience. Look, Ari, what a fascinating paper-esque sea! Oh, seems that I'm getting to be seasick.
Nope, Knock. These are not sea waves. It's simply our TV set doesn't feel like catching the TV signal.
Catching? But has the TV set got a fishing pole?
No, Knock. The signal gets caught by this antenna. In order to tackle a good one, the antenna should be up as high as possible. Then, we'll be able to watch our favorite show.
So, we're gonna find out who is the most inventive inventor in Paperland. So Aristotle set the ladder to climb up to the highest tree to stick the antenna on top of it.
Hey, Knock! How's it going now? It works, huh?
No, Ari, still only C on the screen, and me having flippy floppies.
Uh-oh. And now?
Nope.
What about now? And now?
Still nope. Oh, hooray, it works! Ari, go down, come on! The show's about to start!
Oh boy! Oh boy!
Ari, are you all right? Ari? Knock flew up to the treetop and saw that Aristotle looked very strange. Ari? Uh-oh, what happened?
I'm afraid.
But of who? Where is that monster? I'm gonna let him have it. Nobody can frighten my friends.
No, Knock. I'm afraid of heights.
It turned out that Aristotle got so carried away that he forgot all about his height issues and remembered only when he got all the way to the treetop. How can you be afraid of heights? Heights have no teeth and no claws. You better get down, my friend.
No, Knock. I can't. Leave me alone here and go down on your own.
True paper woodpeckers don't leave their friends behind. Come on, Ari, think something up. You'll find the way out if you think paperfully. But Ari was too shaken with fear to think paperfully. So Knock had to do the thinking on his own. But when you're thinking too fast, things could surely not fold up the right way. But why can't you fly like a bird?
Just because I'm a paper moose. Not even half a bird. Though I guess it doesn't necessarily mean I cannot fly. Wow! I guess I got it. Knock, quick, go get my toolbox here. We're gonna build up a paper chute. How to make a parachute for a paper moose.
Take a piece of paper and fold the upper corner diagonally. Then tear away the bottom section. Fold it in half, and then poke holes in each of the corners. Well done. Now pass a piece of string through each corner and fold towards the center. Amazing. Now your parachute is ready. A paper chute? Oh, wow! This is a paperific idea. Hooray! You're saved, Ari! You're at the height of your brilliance! The friends sat down in front of the TV, and the host announced the contest winners. The most inventive inventors became Aristotle, and Knock Knock. They got paper-whelmingly happy with that and decided that the next time they would send to the contest their handmade paper shoe. To become winners again? Who knows? But in one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One day, Knock Knock and Aristotle sat down to play paper Scrabble.
Look here, Knock. I've made up the word park, which means I've won again.
What? Again? No, Ari, that's not fair. There's no such word.
You're off the mark, Knock. Park is a special place where trees grow. Not all higgly-piggly, but the way it's supposed to be.
Supposed by whom? By the trees?
No, Knock. Naturally, not by the trees. By us, for example. You see, when trees are together, they can grow in shapes of circles, squares, or even in the shape of a heart. And paper hearts can be so lovely.
Of a heart? Yes, a heart is very paperly.
It should be noted that a short distance away from the friend's house, there was a postcard plane. And on that very plane, the friends agreed to lay out their park.
Knock Knock. It's gonna be a marvelous park, and its shape will resemble a heart.
Knock Knock took a look around but saw no heart at all.
Strange, Ari. Your park resembles a tree shape. I mean, plenty of trees.
My friend, the park will look like a heart if we see it from a bird's eye view, because a point of view matters.
Uh-huh. Well, that's where it is. I should have guessed.
And the friends went on setting the trees because they impatiently wanted to see what the park would look like.
Well, that's all. The park's done.
Hooray! Now let's take a look what it might be from a bird's eye view.
All of a sudden, the woodpecker realized that Ari can't see the park from a bird's eye view, since it happened that he wasn't a bird and doesn't know how to fly. At all. Not a bit.
Ari, are you sure that you don't fly?
Well, I've never really tried.
Let's go ahead then and try it. It's as easy as pie.
And Knock Knock started to teach Aristotle how to fly.
That's right, great. And now you have to flap your wings.
Knock, but I don't have wings.
Well, then flap whatever you have.
Aristotle jumped up and started swinging his arms and feet as best he could.
I'm flying! I did not realize how cool it is to be a paper moose and fly.
Well, let's proceed to Plan B.
And the friends went on to Plan B.
Ari, this is steam. It will help you soar.
Ouch! 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 That's boiling hot!
Right, but you almost did it, Ari. Let's try once again.
No, Knock. Let's try something else. Go on to another plan.
Well, whatever you say, Ari. Let's try Plan T then.
However, soon it became obvious that Plan T and other plans also did not help.
We need a brand new plan, Ari. We need a plan.
Bingo! We need not just a simple plan. We need an airplane.
Hooray! Airplane! Hoo, how paperful!
Fold a paper sheet in half. Then bend the corners towards the center. Now, bend the upper part and fold the corners once again. Fold the sheet in half and unbend the wings. And now, your airplane is ready.
Oh, paper-ficient! Now, we can see our park from a bird's eye view.
Yes. And not only a bird's eye view, my dear friend.
It would make any bird jealous, because we're on the toppest top.
Aristotle the moose and Knock Knock the woodpecker were enjoying the flight, so this story also unfolded very paperfully, because it turned out that everybody who has imagination can fly, and you... In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One early artwork morning, when dreams are the sweetest, Aristotle had one, and it was fascinating. Sadly enough, this dream was suddenly chased away by strange and paper-tearing sounds, just when it became most interesting. Maybe Knock Knock knows what's going on here, thought Aristotle, and set forth to wake up his friend.
Knock! Hey, Knock! Wake up! Something preposterous is happening over there.
We've got to find out who's making these sounds and what exactly he's doing to sound like that.
So the friends set off to do some scouting.
What do you think, Ari? This sound maker, is he big?
It's highly likely.
And it has big teeth?
Most probably, yes.
Uh-oh, and claws like these?
It's not a paper tiger, that's for sure. Here we go.
They neatly spread the shrubs and saw, well, they saw something not quite big and not toothy at all. And on top of it, carrying not a bit of claws.
Is this a slug?
Excuse me, Mr. Slug. I hate to distract you, but this vegetable garden is ours.
Instead of saying anything, the pink intruder burst into desperate sobs. The guest was very upset that it was called a slug. It had always identified itself as a snail that had accidentally left its shell. And when it tried to return, it turned out that its shell was somehow lost. After this tragedy, the snail wouldn't dare ask its friends for help, with indecent appearance like that. Thus, only comfort eating could ease its sufferings, and a fresh postcard cabbage leaf fit for that perfectly.
A leaf? The whole pack of leaves is already missing.
My friend, I feel like we should paperfully talk over what's going on here.
What is there to talk about? We should stop him. Or her, or them right away.
And the friends put their minds into a problem: how to save their harvest and not to hurt the oversensitive snail. Soon, they came up with a plan.
We've got it folded up pretty nicely. Hooray!
Like they say, both the snails have eaten much.
And the cabbages are untouched.
Believe me, Knock, this is the most fast-moving snail in the world.
Thus, the friends' plan failed. Again, it was time to think paperfully. Regretfully, this time nothing paperful enough occurred to Aristotle.
It reached the carrot beds already. Holy papers! Just why should I let this happen in my own private home?
What did you say? In your own private home? I know what we need to do.
When our friends were ready for action, the snail finished the cabbage and carrots and fell to the paper lettuce leaves.
Excuse me, Mr. Snail. We've got a present for you. Try it on, won't you? Please.
Knock and Ari made up a paper house to replace the snail shell that had been lost. Draw an outline and cut off all the paper that is outside of it. Draw windows and doors, and now fold the paper sheets along the crease edges. Apply glue sufficiently and put it together. Your snail house is ready. Thereafter, the friends turned their hands to their favorite paper matters. As time had passed, a lot of them crumpled up in piles. And that's how this paper-tearing story paperfully unfolded. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One paperback summer day, Aristotle was reading newspapers, while Knock Knock was into his morning exercises.
I hear somebody knocking. Do you?
No, that's just me. I'm doing beak exercises. Gotta keep it fit.
It's a little hot in here. Why don't you do the flapping one?
My wing jams? I don't mind.
Now someone is definitely knocking. Sounds like we're about to have a guest.
If you don't know yet, Aristotle and Knock Knock are friends with a true queen, Beatrice, the queen bee.
Glossy greetings, your royal beeness. What a wonderful surprise. Hope you're happy to see us too. Come inside.
Beatrice was happy to see her friends, but something was obviously bothering her. She told the friends that after a long journey, she couldn't get back into her home because she's not allowed into her own beehive.
How is that possible? Who would dare stop the queen bee from entering her own home?
Maybe some villain took over her home.
Impossible, Knock. Nobody can take over Beatrice's hive, since strong, big bee guards defend it.
In fact, Queen Beatrice had a lot of subjects: worker bees, minister bees, guardian bees. The latter protected the hive entrance. Unfortunately, it turned out that these very guards did not let their queen back to the hive.
We should get over there right now and get it straight with these fellas that they can't do that.
The queen asked to be let into the hive, but the guards wouldn't even open the door.
Excuse me. Would you please open the door? First off, you've got a lady standing in front of you. And after all, she's a real live queen.
Queen Beatrice confessed that before leaving, she gave the strict order to the guards not to open the door to anyone but the queen herself.
There's a mystery to be solved here. Let's go back home and chew on it paperfully. Wait, I've solved it. Beatrice, please take a quick look at yourself in this paper mirror. What do you see in it?
I get it. The queen's head is missing a crown.
Perhaps it was blown away by the wind while traveling.
Queen Beatrice explained that she had left her crown at the hive on purpose, so she wouldn't lose it.
That's why those bee guards can't recognize the queen, because she's not wearing her crown.
How can we help?
We're gonna make up a new paperful crown for her. Here's how.
A crown for the queen. We'll start with 5 square sheets of paper. Bend the upper and lower corners towards the center. Turn the sheet over. Fold the top and bottom parts in half, towards the center of the sheet. Now, draw the background triangles outwards. Great! One part is ready. Now, do the same with the other sheets of paper. And then, just link them all together until the crown is finished. The queen buzzed off wearing the paperific new crown made by her friends. The next day, a letter arrived from her.
Ari! What does it say? Who'll read it now?
In her new letter, Beatrice thanked the friends very much for their help. She said the bee guards recognized her at once and opened the door. And she was so happy and relieved, she decided not to punish them for what they did. But she did give them a new order. They must know their queen by face, not by crown. And to help them memorize her look, Beatrice asked the friends to draw a portrait of her.
Knock, do you know how to draw?
I've never tried myself, but I guess I will.
And I'll try too. Why don't we all try to draw Queen Bee Beatrice? That would be so paperful.
And so our story folds up very nicely. Although it's not quite over because Queen Beatrice is still waiting for somebody to draw the best portrait in the world of her. Maybe it will be you who'll do it. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One day, Aristotle and Knock Knock looked into their paper calendar and were amused to see that the spring had come.
Just look, Ari! It's springtime outdoors!
Uh-huh. Springtime, the season when first paper flowers burst into bloom. And birds are coming home from their paper-away travels.
Yup, Ari! Spring is the most paper-esque time of the year!
And on top of that, Knock, baby birds hatch in the spring.
Woo! It means that soon, Kay the Jay's baby birds will hatch too!
Of course, Knock, because Kay the Jay is a bird. We must definitely wish her nestlings a happy birthday.
Aristotle and Knock Knock were true gentlemen and never came to visit anybody without presents.
What do you think, Ari? Have Kay the Jay's babies come out already?
Well, I don't know, Knock. Maybe they have, but maybe they haven't.
Well, that's not paperful, Ari. You must know such things for sure.
I fully agree with you, Knock. This is important because you have to be on time when someone's having a birthday.
Well, I'm gonna fly over to Kay the Jay's and check it out myself.
Well, that's a paperific idea.
Thus, Knock Knock went off to see Kay the Jay, and Aristotle sat down to wait for his friend to fly back. It took a good while to have him come back, when at last, Knock Knock returned home.
Welcome back, Knock. So, how is Kay the Jay? Have any nestlings appeared in her nest?
Hi there, Ari. Kay the Jay is there seated on the eggs, waiting for when baby birds will pop up. But none of them did so far.
In other words, do you mean to say they weren't there when you were at Kay the Jay's? But some time has passed since then, hasn't it? Is there a chance for any baby birds to appear since then?
I believe that there is a chance. I'll go find out.
And again, Knock set off to take a look at Kay the Jay and her nest.
Babies are not there yet.
What about now?
Oh, well, find out.
Once again, Knock spread his wings and headed to Kay the Jay's.
Ari! Nestlings have not hatched yet. Let me take some rest, and I'll fly back to Kay the Jay's, and then be back home to fly to her place one more time. Then I'll get back to you. I'm gonna move around, round and round until my paper wings are all torn apart from all this paper chase.
Save your paper wings, Knock. I'll help you out.
How are you gonna help me out, Ari? Since when can paper mooses fly?
Well, paper mooses do not fly, but they can think in a very paperful way.
Then what's this that paper mooses can come up with, huh?
Something really paperish. Like a real telephone made entirely out of paper.
Let's pick up 2 paper cups and join their bottoms together with a thread. Now, if you spread the cups apart far enough so that the thread between them becomes tensioned, you can talk through the cups, and the sound will be carried over along the stretched thread, the same way as in a natural telephone.
Hooray! That all folded up nicely, don't you think?
As soon as Kay the Jay's baby birds popped up from their eggshells, Knock sent a word to Ari about that right away through the phone. The friends did not wait to wish the little chicks happy birthday and gave them their presents. Kay the Jay was overwhelmingly happy. See you next paper time. In one particularly papery land, there lived a moose named Aristotle and a woodpecker named Knock Knock. One fine summer morning, Aristotle and Knock Knock sat down to drink some fresh, paperlicious tea.
Ari, what's in the newspapers? How's the weather?
How's the weather? It says that the weather will be calm but unpredictable. And beyond that, a southwest wind is expected.
A southwest wind is expected? Do we expect a southwest wind? One more cup of tea. That's what we need.
Well, thank you, Knock.
Not at all, Ari.
Not at all indeed. May I ask you, where's my tea?
Ari, for the last 3 seconds, I keep asking myself the same question. It looks like your cup has just vanished into thin air.
Aristotle and Knock Knock did not understand what was happening. 2 cups of perfect paperlicious tea had disappeared literally before their very eyes.
And the kettle, it's gone too.
Who could have taken away 2 cups of tea? And the tea kettle. Knock Knock, be so kind as to remind me. What did I read about this southwest wind?
That it's being expected. Ouch! The southwest wind!
Yes, that was the southwest wind. It was mellow, but playful, and windy a bit. Well, it was a wind, as a matter of fact. The southwest wind.
I am sorry, I hate troubling you, but you're carrying away my favorite chair.
And then, the southwest wind let go of the chair, but caught hold of the tea table. Apparently, all southwests are like that. Once they've arrived, they just have to take something with them.
I'm sorry, but without a table, tea drinking is simply not possible.
It seems that the southwest winds got out of tune. It gave back the cups that it had carried away before, then sat on the ground and became sad. And when the southwest winds become sad, they always sigh.
Ari, do you by chance have any ideas?
My dear friend, I think it's time to think paperfully.
Ari, and now have you come up with the slightest idea to paper it over?
Well, not yet.
Ari! Yeah! Ah!
You're perfectly right, Knock. It's great that it occurred to your head. Or on your head.
Aristotle and Knock Knock realized what their southwest guest wished for. It had never received such a gift. You know, this southwest wind was very young, and all young winds want toys.
Look, Knock. Now you see why our youthful guest needed the teacups. All winds love to whirl and twist something. Take a square paper sheet and mark a center on it. Now cut 4 slits starting from each corner without reaching the center. Great! Now take 1 paper corner and fold it towards the center. You've got the first petal fan. Then fold the rest of the petals. All you need now is to just secure all the petals in the middle with a push pin and fix it on the end of a wooden stick. The windmill is ready. The southwest wind thanked Aristotle and Knock Knock for such a fascinating present.
A paperful present!
Yup, a true paperful present.
I say, I agree with you, Aristotle. It is terrific that in this treacherous weather, the southwest wind flew into our place.
That's right, my friend. And the good thing is also that we were smart enough to offer our guests some entertainment.
What's in the papers? The weather. Is it still windy?
Calm and unpredictable, my friend. Calm and unpredictable. Although our cups don't get lost anymore.
Thus, the southwest wind met new friends. And the friends met the southwest wind. And nothing could crumple their friendship from now on, whichever winds blow. See you next paper time.